Hi everyone. So yesterday the last topic was lightning messaging service. So we had discussed the lightning messaging service, which was actually started using it from the summer 20 onwards. So this is basically if you want to communicate between the single lightning page to the across multiple pages, then we will use lightning messaging services. So yesterday we have seen this. So there are, in order to create a lightning message service, we need three things which we have to follow. Three things which we need to do. First thing is that we need to create a message channel. So in order to create a message channel, the first thing is that we will be creating the message channel in one folder, message channel and the package.xml. In the message channel, it starts with the XML version and then it starts with a lightning message channel. Then we have to specify what are the fields that I'm going to pass it. And then those fields name we have to mention, and then package.xml. So package.xml is separate for this folder. So we need to specify the package.xml. In that package.xml, we need to specify the component is lightning message channel. Then we have to create the second thing is that visual force. From the visual force, we will have 3 buttons: publish, subscribe, unsubscribe. So here on top, we'll have one message. We'll have one text box. So we have to enter the data in the text box. And when we click on the publish, it has to be published to the LWC. And once it is published, then we have to click on a subscribe here. If you click on a subscribe, then only the LWC will hear the event from the visual force. And once the in LWC also will have a text box here. So once we have entered some data here, we have to click on the publish from the LWC. Once it is published, then from the visual force, we need to click on a subscribe. So when you click on a subscribe, then only visual force is going to listen the events from the LWC. If we do not click on a subscribe, then the other framework will not be listening to the updates from the LWC. So subscribe is nothing but I wanted to subscribe whatever the event that is happening. If you say subscribe, the text will be displayed here. If you publish from the visual force and if you click on a subscribe in the LWC, then only it is going to listen the data which is sent by the visual force. Now, once it is unsubscribed, that means I'm stopping listening to the events, what are the data is coming, and I'm stopping that event data. So let's go ahead and create that information. Let's go ahead and create those details in Salesforce. So last time we created the PubSub. When we created the PubSub, we have like this. This is the one which we have created. Right now, for the lightning message, for lightning messaging service, what we have to do is similar to the PubSub. We have to implement the certain data. We have to implement the customized PubSub published subscriber file. We have to create it. So in order to create that in the visual force, so what we have to do is go to the top level. So here we have a classes also close it. Within the default, we need to create a new folder. So the folder name has to be message channel. So right click on this, create a new folder. And here specify that message channels. This is a one folder, message channels. This folder initially it is empty. Now what I'm doing I am right now doing the first step. creating the message channel. I'm creating the message channel. In order to create a message channel, the first thing is that we need to create a folder. We need to create a message channels folder. Message channels folder, we need to create it. And then within the message channels, we do not have nothing is there here. Nothing is there. Inside this, I'll be creating the one file which says that file name dot message channel dot meta hyphen meta dot xml. So I'll be creating a file where it is having the dot message channel hyphen meta dot xml. So this is the format. So I'll be creating the file, and that file must and should use the suffix message channel hyphen or a dash meta.xml. So right click on this, create a new file. Let's say that I'll say here lightning message dot. I'll be using the message channel dot or hyphen message channel hyphen meta.xml. Meta.xml. So let's reduce the name here. Let's say that L message. So the L message dot. So this is my file name. L message is my file name. And then message channel hyphen meta.xml. So this is the standard. The first thing you can keep anything, but it has to be ended with, it has to continue dot message channel hyphen meta.xml. So this is one file. This is one file, meta.xml. Within this XML, what we have to do is we have to create a file. So this file, message channel file is containing, it start with XML and the lightning message channel. Within that, I need to specify the name and what are the fields that are required. Everything I need to specify it. So let's go ahead and create it. Less than question mark. XML version equal to 1.0 and then encoding equal to UTF-8. Then I'll be ending up with question mark here. Now, within this, I'll start with the lightning message channel. Now, within the lightning message channel, now we need to pass the XML and S. So here you need to pass the data. So that data I can take it from here. From the package.xml, I can take the data. So let's go here and I can place it here. https://soap.sforce.com 2006-04 metadata. Right. Within this, now I'm going to place it. Is there anything wrong here? Cannot find the lightning message channel. Okay, so let's see that. Master label. Now here the master label name is L message. My component name is L message. This is master label. And then is exposed true. Is exposed is true. And description, you can add any description here. So let's say that this is lightning message channel sends information from VF to LWC. VF to LWC. Now, after this, why this error is coming? Cannot find the declaration of lightning message channel XML. Okay. So then we have to specify that this is the message channel is done. And the next one is what are the fields that I'm going to send it. So the field says which I'm going to send here is lightning message fields. Lightning message fields. In this lightning message fields, what are the fields that I'm going to send it? So let's say here field name. I wanted to send the field name. This is one field name and then description. So let's assume that field name is I'm going to send the message to send. And the description, this is the message that I'm going to send the data message to send. This is one field. Like this, I can add multiple fields here. Like this, I can add another field. Right. So this is, let's say that source system. Let's say here source system. And the description is source. And here, let's say mobile number. Now here, employee or a mobile number. Now this is XML. This is the lightning message XML. Now once this is done, now the next thing is that I need to create a package.xml. Package.xml. Okay, so let's go to the let's create another file here, new file. I'll create package.xml. Package.xml. So this package.xml will be different compared to the main package.xml is there. So let me copy these details. The first line and the second line, I'll copy this. And close the package. Now within the package, what I'll do is I'll say here type. And within the type, I'll specify the members details. Let me copy it here, member and name. Now the name is lightning message channel. And then after that, we'll have a version. So let's copy this version. So it's a type, it's not a type. That's it. Now these two are completed. Now here my lightning message name is L message. So this is the component which I wanted to process. Now right click on this. Let's try to deploy these changes. Right click on deploy source to org. Something is wrong. HTTP, so S4 2006. Error passing is invalid. So which is not right. XML and S. http:// sforce.com 2006-04 metadata, which is right. What is wrong here? Meta.xml. Lightning. Message channel. .xml. Invalid location. http:// so what is the invalid location here? Lightning spelling. Is the lightning spelling right?
Yes, ma'am.
XML version 1.0 encoding. Let me do one thing. Let me rewrite this. Right. So let me add a few more fields here. This is one field. This is another field. So I'm going to use here source system. Source system. Now this is source system. And this is the mobile number. Let's say here, mobile number. Now let's say Control A, Shift Tab. Now let's save this, deploy the source to work. Now, this is done. Now similarly, I'll deploy the package dot package.com, which we have already implemented this package.com. So deploy this source to org. What is wrong in the package.com? No source backend component present. Let me deploy everything here, deploy source to org. Okay, perfect. Now my first one is done. Create a message channel is completed. In the message channel, I created a separate folder. In that folder, I created two XML files. I created two XML files. One is the actual, the lightning message one. In that, I'm going to specify what is my component name, master label. Then I'm going to specify what are the fields which I'm going to display. Now in this, I'm going to specify what are the fields. So the first field is message to send, and the second field is source system, and the third field is mobile number. So three fields which I'm going to send it from the Visualforce to LWC, LWC to Visualforce. Now this is completed. Now the next step is I'm going to create a Visualforce, publish a message on the channel. So I'm going to publish the message using the Visualforce. That means I'm going to create a new Visualforce page. So let's go ahead and create new Visualforce page. Control-Shift-P. Create a Visualforce page. Now click on this, create a Visualforce page. Let's say that this is the LMS_VF. Click on enter. Now this is the Apex page. So, okay, so in the Apex page, now I need to, what is the things that we need to implement in the Visualforce page? Visualforce page is we are going to implement one text box and then three buttons. Text box and the three buttons. On click of this button, I'm going to call a function. That means on click of this button, what needs to be happen is which I'm going to implement in this script. So the first thing is within the div, I'm going to specify enter message here, enter message here. Now we are going to say here, now simply I'll take the normal HTML tags. So here we have an input tag, input equal to type equal to text, type equal to text. Type equal to text, ID equal to the message, ID equal to the message. So this is first text box, and then I'm going to display the buttons, three buttons I'm going to display it. For that, let me put a breakpoint here. Now, instead of breakpoint, I'll put a paragraph. Now, next one is I'm going to add a button. So here I'll use the HTML button. And within the button, I'm going to specify here on click. On click equal to, I'll call the function publish message channel. Let's say publish message channel, and the text that I'm going to display on the button is publish message. This is what I'm going to display. So like this, I'll be displaying the three buttons. Like this, I'll be displaying the three buttons. Now here also I'll add a paragraph. This is a publish button, and the next one I have a subscribe. Next one I have a unsubscribe. This is a subscribe, MC, and then unsubscribe, MC. Right, so this is a subscribe message. Subscribe. And this is unsubscribe. This is unsubscribe. Now these are the three buttons are there. Now whatever the message that I received, I wanted to display at the bottom. Whatever the message that I have received, I wanted to display at the bottom. So here in the bottom, I wanted to display the data. So let's say here, paragraph, received a message. Received message. This I'll add one more paragraph here. Received message. Now simply what I can do is label ID equal to, basically I'm creating a space here. I'm creating a space to display the data that is coming from the LWC. Now for that space, I'm giving the name to it is called as a MC message text. MC message text. This is at the visual force level. Now, as soon as the button is clicked, I have to implement certain logic. Now, in order to implement a logic, I'll be writing that logic within the script. Now, let's say here, script. I'll be writing the script here. Now within the script, let's say here, I have to call this function. Whatever the function is there, I need to call that function. That is one function. And then I have another function, which is a subscribe function. And then I have an unsubscribe function. Now these three functions which I need to implement it. Functions which I need to implement. Let me see processing this. Let's save this, Control S. And let me see if there is any error while deploying this. Okay, there is no errors. Perfect. Now, what I can do is, first thing I need to implement it, this publish. So that means user is entering some data in the here in the text field, they are entering some data. Whenever they enter the data, if I click on a publish, I have to send the data to the another system, right? So in that case, basically what I need to do, I need to pass a message. So in this message, what is the data that I'm going to send it? The data which I'm going to send it is message to send field, and then we have a source system, and then we have a mobile number. These three fields which I need to send it. Whenever we are clicking on the publish, these three things which I need to send it. Now the message, whatever the message is entered by the user. what are the messages entered by the user here, I can capture it using the ID. Using the ID, I can capture it in the Visualforce page. Based on the ID, I can capture what is the user has entered. Now let me copy this ID name. So what I can do is, we have a something called in the HTML document.get element by ID. Get element by ID. What is the ID? This is the ID. And for this ID, there is a value. There is a value. Now take that value. Document.get element by ID. This is the ID. And for that ID, what are the value that is entered by the user? I'm capturing that data. I'm capturing the data. And source system, let's say that this is from source system. I'll say this is from Visualforce page. Visualforce page. Mobile number. Let's say here, the mobile number I'm giving. The mobile number I'm specifying it. Now this is the message. This is the message. Now this message, I need to publish it. Now I have implemented the message here. Now how can I publish it? In order to publish, what we have to use is, we have a something called S-Force. We have a S-Force. Within the S-Force, we have a method called, predefined method called publish. That means in order to publish, we need to use S-Force dot. We have a one dot publish. Published. In this publish, there are two parameters which are expected. This is a predefined method. This is predefined method by the Salesforce Lightning message. Whatever we are importing the JavaScript here. So sforce.com, what are the metadata file which we are importing? From that file, we have a predefined method is called publish. And that method is expecting two parameters. One parameter is what is the message that you are sending. What is the message you are sending? And second parameter is what is the component, through which component you are sending it. Now we are sending through this component. This is the lightning message. So what we have to do is, within the script, we need to specify where, let's say, sample messaging channel equal to, within this specify curly braces exclamation $. I'm passing the message channel here, message channel dot whatever the name of the message channel. So it is a L message underscore C. L message underscore C. Now this is the, you need to insert it. Basically, whatever the message channel name is there, that has to be inherited within the Visualforce page. That means you need to import within the Visualforce page. You need to specify saying that this is the, through this lightning message, through this message channel, we are sending the data to the another framework. So here sample MC is, I'm specifying here message channel dot, this is my L message is my component here. The L message is component. So this is the function for the publish. This is the function for publish. Once it is done, now that means it is going to send the data to the, LWC. Similarly, LWC also might be sending the data to Visualforce. That means we need to subscribe it. In order to subscribe it, first you need to check whether you have a data or not, whether there is a data or not. So in order to check that, first what you need to do is, I need a one variable here, subscription to message channel, So what I'm going to check is, if there is a data here, basically, if there is a data, that means if this flag is true, then I'll not be doing anything. If this flag is false, then I'm going to display the data. That means first I'm going to check in this function if what are the subscription is there. If this flag is false, then what you have to do is set the flag. How can I set the flag? By using the sforce dot one dot. We have a method called subscribe. In the subscribe, you need to pass the two parameters. One is message channel name, and then whatever the data that you are receiving it. Possible that the data which is you are receiving it, for that you wanted to call the another message, right? So let's say here display message. What is this display message? Is basically display message is another method. This is another method. Now whatever we are receiving to the subscriber, now I wanted to display those data in the ID. Right, so whatever this ID is there, what are the received from the LWC, I wanted to display the data here. Now directly I cannot call displaying the data here, right? So that is the reason I'm calling the another method. I'm calling another method or another function here, display message. In this display message, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the data. What are the messages that we are receiving from the LWC? So it has a parameter. Whatever the data that we are receiving it, I'll store it into the one label, text label. Let's say the text label equal to, and whatever we are receiving it, document dot, let's say that query selector. In this query selector, you need to query the data which is available, this MC message text. Now, whether this text table is valid or not. If I receive the valid data, that means if I have this data, so text label dot, let's say inner HTML. Basically, I'm going to check whether my message, whatever the message is there. That means if I'm receiving the message, convert that message into the JSON.stringify. Then what are the messages there? Take that message and add null. And what I'm going to do is, let's add the one tab here. If there is no message data. So question mark here is nothing but it's kind of a if else. It is if else. So what we will do is, instead of writing in 2 lines, so if message not equal to null, then we are going to get the actual message. That means I'm going to store the data in the text label dot inner HTML equal to message. Now, if it is not else, if it is not available, then I'm going to display here no more data. Basically, I'm going to display here no message or something. No message from LWC. Now, instead of writing in these many lines, what we can do is simply I can specify here message question mark. That means if condition. If it is true, then JSON.stringify, place the message, comma, null, and then I'll just add a one tab here. Otherwise, colon means else condition. Colon means else condition. Otherwise, I'll display here no message. So same thing I'm doing here. Message, if it is equal to, if it is not null, then what are the messages there that I'm converting that message? Else, I'm going to display here no message from LWC. No message from LWC. Now this is the function. Let me place this function. This is the function will be called from the subscribe. This is the display message. So this display message is whenever we click on a subscribe, the first one is what is the lightning message that we are inheriting here, right? And then what is the message? So what are the message we are getting it? So that message I'm calling here the function. So while calling this function, I'm passing the message. So automatically it processed by the predefined method. The message parameter is passed by the predefined method. What are the function is there? Subscribe function, predefined function, which is available that is going to pass the data. Now this is a subscribe. Now once the subscribe is done, that means we are done with the subscribe. Now the next one is unsubscribe. Unsubscribe also I'm going to check the same parameter. If there is in case if it is a true, then what I'm going to do is, that means subscribe. I have checked on the unsubscribe. If it is a true, then what I'm going to do is sPost.1 dot, we have a method called unsubscribe. Unsubscribe, then we are going to whatever the subscription to message is there. So that I'm going to use this, unsubscribe it, and then equal to none. I'll paste it as here, none. So when I click on unsubscribe, it is going to check what is the value. If there is a value, then first of all, it will unsubscribe everything. Then finally, it will set that particular value to none. This is in the unsubscribe. Now right click, save this. Now right click, deploy this source to org. Now, second thing is that we have done with the Visualforce. We are done with the Visualforce. Now next step is LWC. We need to implement the LWC, same concept. Publish, subscriber, unsubscriber. There is a message on the input text on the top, and there is a space at the bottom, which is going to display the details, Now let's go to the LWC. Now Control-Shift-P, create a LWC component. Create a LWC component. Let's say that LWC underscore MC. I'm specifying LWC underscore MC. Now, the first thing is that we need to import the message channel. We need to import the message service. Import. Now, let's say that yesterday for the PubSub, we have seen that you can call the methods here, different methods from the PubSub. Similarly, what I'm going to do is this time, I'm going to import from, we have a lightning slash message service. Now, within the message service, this is a predefined provided by the Salesforce message service. Inside the message service, we have a different methods are available. Example, publish method, subscribe method, and then unsubscribe method. Then we have another one, create message context, and there is another one is release message context. These are the methods which are available within the predefined file, which is called as a message service, Within this, it is available. It is available within this. These are the methods or a functions or a method functions or a method or a function. These are the methods which are available inside the lightning message. See here, send a message to the listener, subscribe to the right. So this is the predefined one. All imports in the import declaration. So this is the predefined one which is provided by the Salesforce. Now, once we are done importing everything, that means all the imports are done right now. All the imports are done. Once this import is done, I need to also import the message channel which I have created, custom message channel. Custom message channel which I need to import it. So let's say here import sample MC from, I'm going to import here @Salesforce, @Salesforce/message channel. In the message channel, I have the channel name is LMessage __C. LMessage __C. So this is, I'm importing the message channel. What are the custom message channel which I have created? I have imported. Perfect. So what are the message services that is I have imported, and the custom which I have implemented, that is also imported. Now let's go down. Now, before this, let's go to the HTML. Let's implement the HTML, then I'll come back to the JavaScript. In the HTML, I need one text and 3 buttons, and below one text to display the message. So everything I'll place it into the lightning card, lightning-card. Let's say that title equal to LWC web components lightning web components. Now icon name, let's specify anything. Lightning design systems. Here, let's use the icon name. Standard. Let's use this custom 14. Now, custom 14. This is my icon name. Lightning card. Now, within the lightning card, I'm going to specify within the paragraph. Let's say that message channel let's say here, I'm just displaying some text here. My message channel __C. Let's say here lightning input, lightning-input. Within the input type equal to text. And then label equal to, let's say that enter data or enter text. And then value, I'm going to store the value here. Value will be, let's say that it's my message and then on change equal to, let's say that handle change right. This is the input, lightning input text, label is enter text, and value I'm storing into one variable. On change, I'm calling the method. Now the next one is I'm going to create a button. I'm going to create button, lightning hyphen button. And then let's say here label equal to, first one is a publish. First one is publish. No, on click of this, I'll call a function. Same publish MC. Then close. Lightning button. So let me add this here also paragraph, everything into the paragraph so that I'll have some space. Now, publish as similar to the publish, I'll be adding the two more buttons. One is a subscribe, another one is a unsubscribe. For the subscribe also, I'll use the same button name. So subscribe MC. And unsubscribe MC. And subscribe button name, and then this is also subscribe. Right, 3 buttons are completed. Now the next thing is we need some text to be displayed. So let's give here, hit enter. Then within the paragraph, and let's say that message received from Visualforce page. Right. Let's say here we have page. Now for that, I'm going to display the data here. So lightning hyphen formatted rich text or formatted text. And whatever the value that we have received it from the Visualforce page, then I'm going to display here. Let's say that this is a received message. That's it. We are done with the HTML. In the HTML, I have one value which I needed. This is one value, my message. So let's copy this my message. Let's go to the JavaScript. And here first one is my message. Let's say equal to null. Similarly, whatever the received message is there, received message is also null. Initially, these two data is null. And what else we have? We have a handle change. Handle change, a method. Now, event. And what else we have? Handle change. And then publish MC. Event. subscribe MC, event, and then unsubscribe. These are the methods which we needed. These are the methods which we need. Right, so publish, subscribe, unsubscribe. Now, also we need one more method here, which is called as a constructor, because as soon as it is loaded, we wanted to do some data here. So let's use the constructor here. Within the constructor, by default, I use the super keyword. Whenever we use a constructor, we have to use the super keyword. Now in the handle changes here whenever the data is entered by the user, the data I need to capture. The data I need to capture, and the data will be, I'll store it in my message. Now here, whatever the handle change is there in this, I'll say this dot my message equal to whatever the user has entered, event dot target dot value. Event dot target dot value. That is the data which I have got. Now the next one is publish me. The next one is publish me. Whenever I'm publishing it, same concept. Whatever the message is there, the message I need to use it. So I'll copy this, whatever message we have built it in the Visualforce page. I'll say here, but only the difference is here, instead of document.get element ID, what I'll do is this dot a message. Whatever the message is entered by the user, I'll take that message. Whatever the user has entered the message. Whatever the user has entered the message, that's the same message, I'll capture it. Now here, this is from Lightning Web Component. And here some data, mobile number. Now here, once it is done, once this is done, Visualforce page, I did not add comma here. So I have not added the comma. So let's add the comma here. Let's say deploy this to the source org. Now let's go back to the Visualforce. Let's go back to the LWC. Now we have built the message. Now I have implemented a message here. Now, whenever I wanted to publish, I can, whatever I have imported message service, in the message service, we have something called publish. We have something called publish. So what I can do is I can use the same method here, publish, and this dot, whatever the context is there. So here in this case, context is basically, we need to create the context. So context is whatever the create message is there here. Whatever the create message context. Now let me store that into the one variable equal to create message context. It's a predefined method that is defined in the message service. Now that predefined method output I'm storing into the context. Now this data I'll be passing it here, this dot context, comma. Now whatever this sample, our method, our custom messaging channel, that is the one, comma, message. What are the message that we have to send it? That is the message. Right? These are the three things. We will pass it for the publish. Now we are done with the publish. The next one is a subscribe. Now similarly, here also we need a one variable subscribe, because we are going to check whether there is a data or not. So here also I'm going to use the subscription one variable, subscription equal to, let's say it is a null. Initially it is null. Now within the subscribe, what I'll do is if subscription if subscription there is a value in this. So simply return that value. Otherwise, what I wanted to do is whatever the subscription is there equal to. So basically we are going to subscribe it. So I'm going to subscribe this data. Whenever I'm subscribing it, I have a 3 parameters here. First one is a message context, this dot context. That is the first one. And the second one is a message channel. The second one is whatever the message channel is there, the message channel which I have stored in sample MC. And the third one is whatever the listeners are there. And the third one is function. It has to provide some subscription. So what are the messages there? Basically that message. So here I'm going to say message equal to, I need to build a JavaScript here. That means what are the message that I'm receiving it, that I need to convert that and send it to the different method. Here also I'm going to build a different method, display message. And I'm calling this method, I'm going to pass the message. What are the messages that I received it from the subscription? I'm going to pass that message. Now this display message has to be another method. Now in this, we are going to get the parameter message. So whatever the data we are receiving, that I'm going to store it into the received message. In the received message, what are the message that I received? If message is not equal to null, then convert that into the JSON.stringify. JSON.stringify of the message and comma null comma. I'm adding some data here tab. Or else no message or no message payload from via. Now this is display message. Now in the subscription, we are going to pass the context and my lightning message channel name, and then the message that I'm receiving it. That message I'm going to pass it to the another method. In this method, what are the messages received? We are going to pass that message to the received message. The next one is unsubscribe. Unsubscribe, simply what I'll do is we have a method unsubscribe. So I'll use same method. So unsubscribe. Now here I'll say this dot subscription. Whatever the subscription is available, that I'm going to unsubscribe that, and then subscription equal to null. Now that's it. Now we have used the publish method to publish it, subscribe method in order to subscribe, unsubscribe method in order to unsubscribe. Then we have used the create message channel to pass the context variable. And the next one is a release message context, where we will use it. Release message context is basically whenever you disconnected the component. So that means disconnected callback. Whenever you do the disconnected callback, that time you call the release message context. Basically, I wanted to release the context. Now this it, and let's go to the version. Now in this version, let's say this is a true. This is true. And here we have a targets. Within the targets, I'm going to specify. Basically, I'm going to place this as a lightning app page. So I'll create a lightning app page. Now within this, I'm going to add Lightning app page. Now click on save. Now this entire component, I'm going to deploy the source to the org. Perfect. So LWC component is also deployed. Now let me go back to the Salesforce. Okay, so I do not have the org open. So let me open the org. Control Shift V, open default org. Okay, so it is opening up. Now in the setup, go to the Visualforce page. So open the Visualforce pages, the one which we have implemented. LMS via, just open this and click on edit. And what you have to specify here, one of the checkbox for here is the checkbox which you need to specify. Let's scroll up. Now here you need to enable the checkbox which says available for Lightning Experience and Experience Builder sites and the mobile app. So enable this checkbox and then click on save. Once it is enabled, that means this Visualforce page is available for Lightning Experience or a Lightning app or a mobile app, wherever you want, you can use it. So if you do not check this checkbox, you might not be able to use in the Lightning. Now the next thing is that I'm going to create a Lightning app builder. I'm going to create a Lightning app builder. I'm going to use a Lightning app builder. In the Lightning app builder, click on a new. Basically, I'm going to create a new application. In that application, we are going to use the app, whatever the LWC component is there. That LWC component, I'm going to use it in the app page. So let's click on a new on the Lightning app page. Let's say here app page, click on this app page and click on next. Let's say this is LMS and click on this next. Now let's say that here I'm going to use the to region, which is nothing but one side I'm going to display the Visualforce page, another side I'm going to display the LWC component. Click on it, finish. Once we clicked on it, finish. Now I'm going to place this Visualforce page here. Now our Visualforce page name is LMS_VF. And then I'm going to use the another side, I'm going to place the LWC component. Another side, I'm going to place the LWC component. Now click on save this. Once it is saved, let's activate it. LMS lightning experience. Now here, let's say that I'll click on this add page to the app. Which page? Remove the page. Now let's say that I'll add it on the Samskar ID. Let add to the page. In the Samskar ID, I'm going to add another application, another one which is called as a LMS. Click on it, save. Perfect. So activation is done. So what I'll do is I'll go to the now here, click on this, view all. I'm going to change the application, which is a Samskara ID. In the Samskara ID, we have a LMS. So click on this LMS. In the LMS, one side it is a Lightning Web Component, other side it is a Lightning Visual Force page. Let's say that, hi, this is Visual Force page. Now I'll click on here, publish, and we have to click on a subscribe. I click on a publish and the subscribe. It's not working. Now let's see what is happened. Publish and subscribe. Now when I click on a publish, message, Visual Force page, value, right? So let me print here alert, message. Click on save, right click, deploy this to the source org. Okay, so refresh. Same thing, I'll do it in the LWC also. In the LWC, in LWC JavaScript, whenever we have a data here, that means whenever I'm getting the data here, message, let's say here alert, LWC message. Now I'll print here message. Click on save. Now let's deploy this. Deploy this source to org. Deploy this source to org. Let's see here. Right click, empty. Now let's go ahead and see that. This is VF page. Click on publish. It's doing something. Click on subscribe. Now subscribe is not working. Subscribe is not working. Publish is happening, but the subscribe is not working. So that means I'm publishing here JSON dot string 5. Now let's say here message. Now this is done when we do the subscribe. When we do the subscribe, what is the event that I'm getting here? This dot subscription. This dot subscription, whatever the context is there, message, this dot display. So it is not going to the display message. Now let me put a debugger here. Is the subscribe MC is the correct subscribe MC. On click subscribe MC. Right. Right click, deploy this source to org. Now let's refresh. Message. There is a spelling mistake there, message. Deploy this to source org. Now refresh. Let's say here, this is VF. Click on publish message. Now this is the data which we are sending it from the visual post page. Click on you subscribe. Now it is hitting there. Let's move on. Subscription is nothing. Let me put here the data. Click on go. It's not even hitting this line. Subscribe. This dot a subscription. Then go inside, it return. What is the subscription? Subscription is initially, it is null. Now let me comment on this logic. Click on save. Deploy this source to all. VF page, click on publish message, it is publishing it, let's click on subscribe. Now it is coming here. With this start subscription. Message. It has to be message. What is wrong? Display message. Now let's see debugging internationally ignoring the document.all. Undefined. It's not going into the display message. It is failing in subscription. Subscribe. This dot subscription equal to subscribe. Context sample MC message. Let me comment this also. Let's say here subscription equal to subscribe. For this subscribe, we are going to this dot context, comma, message channel sample, MC, comma. We have a function here. Function is message. For this message, we are going to build the JavaScript. The JavaScript is this dot display message method, and for this I'm passing the message. Import, publish, subscribe, unsubscribe. Is anything wrong here? Let's save this. Double quotes, let's put the single quotes here. Deploy the source to R. Now let's refresh. Say VF message. Click on publish. It is published it. And subscribe it. Let me see from the LWC, is it the data is sending or not? Web component. Publish. I clicked on subscribe or publish. I clicked on publish and it is executing the subscriber and it is displaying the data here. It means something is wrong. HTML. When I click on a publish, it is only hearing from the same LWC component. It is not hearing from here. So if I say this, subscribe, okay, and VF message, publish it, click on this, display message, alert, click on OK. Now we are able to listen. So basically, whatever we are sending the data, now I'm sending the data here. Hi, this is Visual Force page. This is Visual Force page. Click on publish message, click on published, click on OK. Now here it is the data which is displaying the data. Now similarly, web component. Hi, this is web component. This is web component. Now as soon as I click on a publish, now it is displaying the data. Because both are having the receive message. Both are having the receive message. So that's the reason you are able to receive it. Now, if you say here unsubscribe, you say unsubscribe here. Now here Visual Force page. Let's say that I'm writing on the text message here. I have unsubscribed. I have unsubscribed. Click on a publish message. Now click it and it is displaying that I have unsubscribed it. I have unsubscribed. This is from Visual Force page. Now, if you say here the data that I'm subscribed it and still subscribed it. Now, Visual Force will not listen to this Lightning Web component. Like Visual Force will not be able to listen to this LWC because I have clicked on unsubscribe. If I click on a publish, what will happen is only LWC component is going to listen. Only LWC component is going to listen. It is not going to listen this. Now, if I click on a unsubscribe, now whoever is sending the messages, both will not be subscribing it. Both will not be able to listen. If I click on this publish, we are not able to listen here. If I click on this publish, I'm not able to listen here because both are unsubscribed. If I say subscribe here, I clicked on subscribe here. When I clicked on subscribe here, what I'll do is I'll click on a publish. As soon as I click on a publish, Visualforce is listening to this. Visualforce is listening to this. Now, as soon as I click on this subscribe, what is happening? If I click on this publish message, LWC is going to listen to this. So this is how both the communications will be happen between the LWC Visualforce and Lightning Web Component. And Lightning Web Component. I know this is a little bit tricky, but a simple way if I have to explain it, right now what we are doing is, we have a two component, Visualforce component, LWC component. Both the sites I'm doing the publish, both the sites I'm subscribing it, both the sites I'm unsubscribing it. Right, when I publish it, I'm subscribing here and unsubscribing here. When I publish here, I'm subscribing here, I'm unsubscribing here. Both the things are happening, right? This side, both the sides are happening. When I publish it in the Visualforce page, I'm using the method from the SForce. From the SForce, I'm publishing the message. Here in the publish, we have a message service. In the message service, using the message service, I'm publishing it. So both subscriber and unsubscriber, I'm doing it in both of them. Now, any questions? Go through the video again, maybe you'll get a clarity. So, but overall concept is this one. I have created a folder. In that folder, 2 XML files which are created. And this XML file, whatever the message channel XML file is, I have referred in the Visualforce page and I have referred in the LWC. Along with this XML pages, what I have done is I have referred the SForce into the Visualforce and LWC messaging services. Because we need to publish, subscribe, unsubscribe. Whenever we wanted to publish, subscribe, unsubscribe in the Visualforce page, I have used the SForce. And in LWC, I have used the concept called Lightning Message Services. That is a predefined file which is provided by the Salesforce. So that I have imported it, message service which I have imported it. So this is the last concept in the LWC. That's all for today.